Good day and welcome back to my channel. So this is the first in the series with regard to building the base, and this is for the diorama for the Locust and car and the Battlemech diorama. So by the time that I actually post it, I'll come up with a title for the type of series. But this is the part of the series where I'm going to talk about the base and the layout and how we're going to handle the dio itself. You know, I'm not sure how I'm going to post all this. The Locust itself is its own series. The series on the 1/48 scale light armored vehicle, that'll be its own series. And then this is about the base and the dio piece of it. All of these things are going to be happening moderately concurrently, although each of those distinct build pieces, those build projects, are discrete in their own way. So the only thing I need with regard to the other piece, with the regard to the other models, is, you know, how do these things fit in? So what I did not have the materials to do the base part, right? So the base that we're looking at. So in this instance, what I've done is I cheated, and I actually ordered one on eBay. And that's what we have here. And this is a terrain piece, or actually a model base that the eBayer actually does this. Now, you know, I've done some, and I've done this one, but this was built for the scale of 1/28 scale, and the majority of my materials are made for this, not the larger scale. So I decided to go ahead and go down this route. Now, with that said, I'm going to have to do a lot more work. So the first thought here is, what's the kind of environment, right? So this, if we look at this, we have green and we have gray. And the what's the thing I'm looking for here? The overall look to this is, I don't know, it doesn't seem to fit entirely well. So it's kind of, you know, summer-esque, I guess. What I want to go is I want to darken this down. I would like the gray to be more dirt rather than like concrete. This kind of has a concrete dust look rather than a dirt look. So what I'm going to do is take this and lighten up the color of the dirt a bit, lighten up the color of and brighten, you know, some of the green, make it a little more greenish, summer-esque. So we're going to take this more to a you know, not like a forested area, but kind of, you know, out in the rural, you know, that kind of feel. Now where I want the model to sit, so the Locust itself, I'm going to park this guy about here. I'm thinking that's kind of where I want him to park. And, you know, it's this, that's the torso, but, you know, essentially the Locust, I'm thinking we'll park there. The armored vehicle, I'm going to go here. Now what I want to do, like I said, I want to do this in like a tan and green camo. So that's kind of where I'm going to take the terrain to do the same thing. So we'll park the truck either here or in this vicinity, right? What I want to do back here is build up a camp and actually have it a camp. So this is where they operate out of. I have a thought to build a small portable comms unit that either is built on top of the car or the truck, or is actually on the ground, but, you know, tents and in sort of a camp laid out. And that's kind of the look I'd like to do. So this is sort of, you know, come home between missions, and this is what we have, and we're sort of hanging out. That's the look, right? So with that said, the colors are sort of a green and tan. I almost want to say, you know, I kind of am thinking sort of the Vietnam colors, so that brown, green, tan, you know, the kind of things you see on the F4s and those Vietnam aircraft colors. I'm kind of liking that look. So I think what I want to do is soften this up. I like the concrete look of these, so I want to leave that there, but I can airbrush these and take the colors down. So that's where we're going to go for that. So what you can see is I had some technical difficulties and I lost a lot of footage. But this shot shows sort of the color palette that I ended up with, on the base and where we went. So once I got that done, I wanted to go ahead and make the tent. And really all I did to make the tent was use toothpicks and put them on styrofoam and then cover them over with tissue paper and then soak that tissue paper with PVA. And what that ends up doing, it gives a nice, good imitation tarp-like look. So that was drying. I'd laid down a tarp on the actual base and then scratch built a cot, sort of to fill things in. And then laying that in there really was just this. It's the same tissue paper. What I did was I sprayed it green to give it that, army tarp look. And then you just go back, or what I did is I just went back with PVA and soaked it. And that's exactly the same technique you use to make the tent work, right? It's what creates that look of the canvas in the tent. I did the same thing for the cot and so forth. So once I got that tarp down, I then started painting it, getting the colors in right, getting them to look the way I wanted. Made sure that things would fit, lay out the way I wanted them to. Then started painting up the cot, put in some scatter terrain, made the cot look kind of real. Now I know this cot's going to be inside, so that's going to hide a lot of what's in there. And so I go back, I shape up the opening so that it takes a nice fold for it, and then looks like a good tent. Made obviously a fire ring, some firewood, again using just toothpicks and so forth. Then painted them up, shaded them in, and then I ended up pretty much with what I wanted. You can see the girl there for the size, and that's pretty much what I got it to look like and what I wanted. So with that done, it was just a matter of putting in the pieces. I had put in the tie ropes for the tent, to sort of add a little realism. Put the pilot down there by the concrete base. Put in the pieces. Put in the truck and the Locust. Drop them in with a little bit of green stuff and glued them in, and there we go. And this is what the diorama ends up looking like. Overall, it got me the look I was after. This nice pirate home base out, military camp in the field kind of look, where it's a small team just getting by, or the reinforcement of the single small mech. I got the paint jobs to look the way I wanted, and I was pretty happy. So there we are, the final view of the Battletech Locust diorama. I hope this was entertaining and helpful. And as always, until next time, happy modeling.